You want to go to Tanzania or Zanzibar and bring your drone and fly during your holiday?
Yo, what's up, good people? This is D talking and welcome to Exposure. This is about catch and tradition. It's been a while. I'm back again. Today we are going to discuss something new, something that will help us to understand what is going on behind the desk of immigration. And welcome again to this line of question and answer. What are we having today? Today we are going to focus on immigration. This custom stuff, like when you're traveling, you have to submit your luggages through the immigration officer for checkup if you have illegal substances or some stuff that are not allowed in that country, so they have to check you by law, and you don't need to resist it. It's not your choice. It's about rules and regulation, and we have to obey that. So we're going to dive in and check these two videos about one guy from US and one guy from, I guess, from Middle East. So they were just exploding because they experienced something different, not something like they used it to see in their country. Let's check it out.
We have 4 things today to discuss. The first thing is the piloting license you need when you go to Tanzania and fly a drone. The second thing is the application form you need to fill in to get a license for your drone. And the third one are the local laws you have to obey when you are there.
So this is Zanzibar Airport. They flagged my bag and they didn't tell me what inside the bag that they were going to take out and inspect. This lady starts digging through my bag and she takes out the drone, and she wants to confiscate the drone because I don't have a permit from TCAA. And now they're telling me I must leave my drone here in their hands, and if anything happens to this drone, it's on me. So very, very, very interesting. And I'm a safari guide, I'm a company owner.
Tell me, when you come, this one, you must have a permit.
Okay.
This one is not allowed to enter in our country if you don't have a permit.
Honest to God, I would have had a permit. I'm not honest to God, the truth, yeah. I would have a permit if someone told me. No one told me. I've been to Mauritius, I've been to Maldives, I've been to Madagascar, I've been to Mozambique. No one, I take drone with me everywhere. No one ever asks for permit. You are the first country that's ever asked for permit. Not even South Africa.
That is our law.
Not even South Africa requires permit.
Yeah. That is our law in Tanzania. You must apply in TCAA website the permit. There is a document there. You fill it.
What's the drone going to do?
I don't know, but that is our law. Our law says that.
Okay. Well, my law is I can't give you something that's not mine.
Even Yani, you leave it this here.
I'm not leaving it with you. Call your boss. Hello, ladies and gents. Yes, I got my drone back. It didn't come without its challenges. They did take away my drone when I was at the airport after that video, and I would like to clarify some things that happened in that video as to why it happened and what happened after the actual incident. So what happened was, for me, the whole reason the video actually took place was that my bag was scanned, they detected the drone, they never communicated to me that this was what they were looking for. I felt like it was a violation of my privacy to just open my bag and start searching through my bag. I used the word dug because my permission was not asked to look through my bag. You know, it wasn't an illegal substance. It was something that required a permit and something that they were going to question me on or interrogate me on. So they could have requested, you know what, there's a drone inside there. Please can you take it out and give it to us? And I probably would have been a lot less hostile and felt a lot less unsafe. I actually felt unsafe for the first 2 days I was in Zanzibar because of that incident. Why I made the video? Because I was just trying to film myself so that I could feel safe.
I'm standing at Kenya airport. I'm losing my mind. That man, he hit me twice. I'm violated. They're all making a joke out of me. They're all laughing at me. Please help me. I'm posting this to TikTok. They're all laughing. They humiliated me.
It's okay.
Take videos as much as you want. I need to tell people about what's been done to me at Nairobi airport. I've been violated. People hit me. The police hit me. And they took their turns. They laid their hands on me. Please be very careful about Nairobi airport. I've never experienced anything like this in my entire life before. I'm so afraid. I'm afraid to come here. Please be careful. Please be careful of Nairobi airport. I arrived in transit on my way to Uganda. They saw I had multiple travel documents and a valid visa. The woman who checked me in wasn't convinced about the visa, and she said that it didn't correspond to one of the passports. Although I had all the correct documents, they refused me from boarding my flight. As I stood there watching my flight leaving, they began laughing and speaking in their language. I didn't know what they were saying. Please, people, warn your friends and family about Nairobi airport. You've got to protect yourselves. You are vulnerable there.
I'm going to react positively in a constructive manner, in a way that will build that bond, will build that attachment, like solving the problem, that so we can see what went wrong. What is it? So let's dive in. So I will quote this statement from Bob Marley. Bob Marley once said, when you know your history, you know where you're coming from. So let's check the history, because this is a young man, and as you observe his behavior, it's no difference from those politicians from States or Europe, how they do behave when they are in Africa. So it's the same scenario, same texture, same context, but different person. So what went wrong? So we will discuss a lot of stuff, because where there is a problem, there is a cause. So we don't need to ignore the cause and just focus only on the problem, because if we focus only on the problem without dealing with the source, the problem will keep coming, because we don't deal with the source. So what was missing? Did they really follow the rules and regulation, or they were just behaving like in a superior way, that they won't be touched even when they don't complete a certain requirements, that they will just do whatever they want in a foreign country? Why he behaved like that? What I see here is from my brother from US. This is a confirmation bias. Let's start with US officials, how they are implementing the laws, the foreign laws that affect an African, and yet African leaders are so quiet. They don't take action to defend themselves. So there are a lot of causes and effects. There are a lot of accumulative negative effects from even leaders from states, from which when they are behaving or when they are displaying a certain behavior in a foreign land, same, the young men, the citizen in that country will do the same in a foreign land, as if there is no leadership in that country. I will just bring 4 examples that involves the state officials from US and into African land. Let's start with US officials from US to Niger. I think you know that news. They just woke up, boarding their plane, and just decided we are going to Niger to negotiate with the government. What they didn't do as a state official, what you're supposed to do, you have to write a request letter for visitation, so that they can plan and arrange your visitation, the agenda you are coming to discuss, and for how long you're going to stay. The same as we are applying visa from Africa to North America, you have to state your reason. Why are you coming here? For how long are you going to stay? They will ask you financial status and ties of your country, if you will go back to your country after your visitation. But this state official didn't even write a letter. They just bought their plane and just landed in Niger, and they went to see the president. And unfortunately, they didn't. President refused because they didn't follow protocol. And obviously, they will complain and just starting blah blah. Another example is about Madagascar. As we know, there was a really threat to girls. These pedophiles, the huge existed number of these people, they were just raping women and girls. The government decided that they will cut all men who are found guilty of such behavior. You know what? One of the, I think she's an ambassador from state, she was complaining that the Madagascar officials are violating human rights. For God's sake, they were not killed. They were just to cut their things down so that they won't continue raping girls, like as you know. So there is that interference to an extent that African people just say enough is enough. Another example, this missionary with his wife decided to go to Africa for mission, to preach, to tell people about God. And this man failed to mention he has a wife, and he decided to have a sexual relationship with a local girl. Luckily she got pregnant from him, and then after the man discovered that the girl has pregnant, she was again planning to kill her. And luckily one of the local discovered the plans, and they decided to sue the guy. And they didn't harm him or just beat him away, but they were complaining from their deep inside that he was trying to do the wrong things. You know what happened back here in North America, especially in the States? The church put a news that their missionary is in danger. His bag has been stolen and all cash has been stolen. He's in danger of being killed by the locals, and they have to pray for him. I call it information bias. They never mention in the church that this missionary had a sexual relationship with the local girls, and he impregnated the girl, and he was trying to kill. Whenever these people, they are in Africa doing wrong, they kind of want to justify the wrong behavior, and it's not about the victim, the local people, it's about them. So it's been chaos. I'm bringing this not to judge, I'm bringing this to bring connection so that we can see why this is still a chronicle problem, never been solved. Next example is the lady we know. It was just famous story, the one who decided that she wanted to follow God's call from high school. She never went to the Bible school, she never went through the training so that she can know how to be a missionary in Africa. She just woke up and feel like, oh, I want to go to Africa to be a missionary, to be a nurse. She never had a doctor certificate, never trained to be a doctor, never had anything that deal with medical stuff. But still she went to Africa and starting treating the babies were having malnutrition, and it's happened she killed more than 100 kids. After the parents discovered that, they were trying to sue her. Again, she had a lot of excuse. The church knows this lady not educated to be a doctor. The parents knows, friends knows, the government knows, both sides, Uganda and US knows this lady is not qualified to be a doctor, but still she was granted an opportunity to serve the kids, and she killed a bunch of kids. But you know what happened? Instead of this family to be a victim, now she's the victim. She was complaining that her right was violated, and she's been treated as a Adolf Hitler or as a killer. But you see how it's confusing? So it reached at a time some African countries are getting tired, not because they hate or they don't like people from here. It's because their law have been broken several times. So to an extent they say, no, we don't want to continue in that lane. We want to amend these things. We want to establish new protocol that will protect our land and our people. Even when you are coming here, you have to go through thorough checkup. Just check this video on African guy.
Where does your family live? Sorry?
We live in my country, Nigeria.
Nigeria. So
See?
were you there the whole time? Or did you
It's
travel
uncomfortable, right? But the guy is quiet.
How long have you
But
lived in
for
Australia?
the other guy from US, that was bad. So
How long?
Over 10 years.
As the search continues, the passenger becomes increasingly agitated.
Is this African phone or Australian? Why aren't you answering my question?
Because I'm getting pissed with what you guys are doing.
All right, well, if you don't answer my question, then we're just going to...
This is ridiculous, man. What are you
It's
doing?
not ridiculous. We
It
do this
is.
every day.
Of course it is. Am I being targeted or something?
No, you're not being targeted. There's searches going on all the time here.
Africans who are traveling from Africa to US, they are undergoing the same checkup. Their luggage have to be checked out. You have to take everything out, whether you like it or not. It's the rule That's the law. In Tanzania, you have to provide a permit document. He mentioned that he didn't know, he was not told. No, it's not the responsibility of immigration officers to tell you everything. When you are applying that visa, everything is on the website. It's just you have to pay attention what you have to bring, what you don't, because they have everything on the website. The things that you don't need to bring and the things that need permit, like drone. Why the drone was a big deal? Because in the past, a lot of foreigners were documenting stuff in the land and just give false information and sabotaging the peace and lifestyle of those countries. So now the law, if you are flying a drone and pass a certain height, you have to have permission. Even in US too, even here in Canada, you are not allowed to pass a certain height. You have to have a special permit to fly your drone if you are doing something. This lady was doing her job. She was not violating anyone's rights. She was doing things per book, by the book. So she was following order and what is written in the immigration rules and regulations. African immigration officers have the right to do so if you're shown you have something that it need to be searched. So this video purposely is for us to bond, to come together, to expose that, to be, just to bring the awareness that even in those countries in Africa, they have their own rules and regulation, that you have to know there is don'ts and do's. Your rights in the States won't be everything rights in Tanzania or in East Africa in general. The things you used to do in your country, some are okay, some are not allowed. So like I said, that he was complaining to an extent that when you listen, you'll feel like a Tanzanian immigration officer were doing wrong. They were just violating the rights of this man if you are in the US. But actually, if you are in Tanzania and follow those guidelines from immigration website, you will find out that the guy was wrong. He was supposed to give out the bag so they can search, because they detected something that need a permit. That's why they stopped him. But if he had stuff that doesn't need a permit, you're good to go. They won't bother you, harass you, to ask you so many questions. But if you have something, it's considered that it has to be checked out and you have to provide. Yeah, they will stop you and ask you for the permit. Did you download it? Did you have it? Did you fill it? And then if you show them, yeah, they will let you go through. They don't care because you followed the rules and regulations. They just want to know what entered in the country. And once you violate anything out inside there, they will know, oh, this is the guy. It's easy to detect you and to follow where you are. So this is D talking, and thank you so much for watching. I appreciate your time invested to watching this. Please don't forget to subscribe, share and like it if it's possible. So cheers, see you soon.